guys, it's Dylan Laine, and today I'm going to be answering one of the questions I get asked most often. How do you strum and sing at the same time? If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do so. I post tons of songwriting tutorials, ukulele tutorials, covers, originals, and music theory tutorials. If you'd like to download the cheat sheet I've made for this video, I'll put a link to it in the description box down below. It'll have all of the information from this tutorial typed out for you. Strumming and singing at the same time can be one of the most challenging things to accomplish. While it's true that it can come naturally for some people, I also 100% believe that anybody can master it with patience, practice, and dedication. The number one thing that I recommend to anybody who's wanting to learn to sing and strum at the same time is to first practice singing and strumming separately. For example, if you want to learn how to sing and strum Blessed Be Your Name, take 30 minutes to practice every single day, at least 5 days a week. For the first 10 minutes of your practice session, only focus on singing. Instead of singing while trying to strum, sing along with the track. If you don't own the song, find it on YouTube and sing along with the video. For the second 10 minutes of your practice session, practice the strumming without singing. Then for the last 10 minutes of your practice session, attempt to try singing and strumming at the same time. But here's the key. If you get to the part where you have to combine them and it's going horribly, stop and use your last 10 minutes of your 30-minute practice session to continue practicing each part separately. After a few days of this, or maybe even a few weeks of this, try combining them again, and I promise you over time, the combination of singing and strumming will become much more natural and less complicated. If after a few weeks you try to combine singing and strumming after practicing them separately for several weeks, and it's still frustrating and not going very well, be patient with yourself. For some people, it could take months, it could take years, and that's okay. Everybody learns at a different pace, but you will get it the more you practice and the longer you practice. My second recommendation for singing and playing at the same time is to memorize the chords of the song you're practicing. Why? Because memorizing the chords will give you one less thing to process when you're already trying to process strumming and singing. Think about it. One of the reasons it's so difficult to strum and sing at the same time is because part of your brain is going down, up, down, up, down, up, and the other part of your brain is going, blessed be the name of the Lord. And then the other part of your brain is going C, G, A, F. You're processing so many things. Not to mention, you're processing reading all those things at once. So if you can eliminate the process of reading for however many aspects you can, then your processing is going to diminish. So if you can memorize the chords, then when you read the music, you're only reading the strumming pattern and the lyrics. If you can memorize the chords and the strumming pattern and even the lyrics, then at that point, you're just processing, combining all of them together. Still difficult, but less difficult. My third recommendation is to start out with very simple strumming patterns. It's very possible that you are excellent at the more advanced strumming patterns, yet when you go to sing over them, they just turn into chaos. Well, it's because you need to work up to those strumming patterns with singing. Honestly, no matter how good you are at strumming or how good you are at singing, the combination of the two is a whole separate skill. If you're better at strumming and if you're better at singing, will the skill of combining them together be easier? Yes, but it's still a separate skill from just singing and just playing. So for example, when you're first learning a song and you're trying to practice singing and strumming at the same time, stick with down, 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 but slower. So for example, let's take Good, Good Father. I'm gonna sing while strumming down. I've heard 1,000 stories of what they think you're like. When and only when I'm comfortable with that pattern while singing, then I'll try a slightly more advanced pattern, such as down, up. I've heard 1,000 stories of what they think you're like. When I'm comfortable with that pattern, then I can get even more advanced with my strumming until I'm exactly where I want to be. So the pattern that I'd like to be at is down, down, up, down, up. I've heard 1,000 stories of what they think you're like. Now for me, it comes naturally because I've been playing and singing and strumming and also playing the piano and singing for 20 plus years. So at this point, it is ingrained in me how to process playing an instrument while singing at the same time. My fourth recommendation for singing and strumming at the same time is to strum extremely slow while you sing. If it drives you crazy, tell yourself that over time you will be able to get up to normal speed. The trick is, sing as slow as you need to in order to sing and strum. So for example, that might be this. I would never perform it that slow, but if I can get comfortable at that pace, then I allow myself to speed it up a little. Amazing grace, when that becomes comfortable, I can get up normal speed. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. So again, start very slow and work your way up, just as we did in my third recommendation with starting at a simple strumming pattern and working your way up to a more advanced one. The key to all of this is baby steps. My fifth and final recommendation is gonna sound cheesy, it's gonna sound cliche, but it's important, and it's to be patient with yourself. If you're anything like me, I want to learn something the minute I start to learn it. I want to be awesome at it. I want to have no problems. I want to have no challenges. I just want to be good at it. But we all know that 9.9 times out of 10, that's not the case, and that we have to work really hard for a long time, some of us longer than others, and that's okay. My advice to you is to continually remind yourself this is a hard skill to learn, and I need to be patient with myself. I need to practice every day, 5 days a week at least, and I need to stay dedicated. I need to stay patient. If you can be patient with yourself, if you can take your strumming pattern down to the most very basic strumming pattern, if you can take your strumming down to the most very slow pace, and if you can just tell yourself, I will get to where I want to be in time, there's no rush, you'll get there. And also again, I want to reiterate the importance of doing them separately. Okay, so I'm going to give you a sample plan that you can try if you would like. Week 1, singing only. So pull up the track on Google or YouTube or Spotify or whatever you have and sing along with the track. Memorize the lyrics, memorize the melody. Week 2, strumming only, no singing. So strum with the song sheet in front of you, with the chord pattern, with the strumming pattern. Memorize the strumming pattern, memorize the chords, get comfortable with it. Week 3, you attempt to combine those two together. If it goes well, keep going with it. If it doesn't go well, then you're gonna do this. You're gonna sing and strum, but you're only gonna strum down, and you're gonna do it very slowly, as slow as you need that feels comfortable. For that week 3, you're only going to sing and strum with a down strum very slow. Week 4, you can say, okay, I'm gonna try to do it a little bit faster. Whenever you can sing and strum down at the normal speed, that's when you try to do a little bit more advanced pattern. Although whenever you make the pattern more advanced, feel free to slow it all the way back down again until you have it at normal speed. I hope that these tips will be beneficial to you. If they are, please let me know. And also, some of you might have other additional tips that I didn't cover that worked for you. And if that's the case, let us know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have any tutorial requests, please let me know in the comments down below. And until next time,